Hey darlings, welcome back to my channel. Alright, I just want to share my thoughts on this incident that just happened roughly 14 hours ago. It has gone viral and it involves one of our trans sisters, Gretchen Custodio Diez. Alright, so backgrounder, Gretchen went to Farmers Plaza in Cubao. She was about to enter a female restroom. However, one of the janitresses approached her and asked her to go to the male restroom. Gretchen understandably got offended and felt the need to videotape or record that moment or what was going on through Facebook Live. The janitress felt that it was unnecessary or that it was just uncalled for. So what she did was she dragged Gretchen to the admin office, accusing Gretchen of unjust vexation, which really doesn't make sense because obviously it was actually Gretchen being victimized by the janitress. So they wouldn't allow Gretchen to be out of the admin office because of that, because of their unfounded accusation against her. So just the fact that Gretchen couldn't get out of the admin office was in itself illegal detention, and Gretchen understandably kept saying that all throughout her video, her Facebook Live video. So yeah, the janitress, some guards, if not all of them, were saying hurtful words against Gretchen. The janitress, even said that since Gretchen allegedly still has the genitalia of a male person, then she needs to go to the male restroom. So really unfounded, really nonsensical statements from these people. So while doing the Facebook Live, Gretchen asked her friends to come to the rescue, and really help her out because she felt that all these people really were attacking her, and she felt so alone basically. So what happened was, a lot of her friends went to the police station. Even Congressman Roman went there to offer her solidarity. And yeah, also, well, one of the worst things that has happened as well was that they even had to handcuff Gretchen because of their unfounded claim that Gretchen committed unjust vexation. Well, in fact, it was the complete opposite of it, basically. But of course, with the help of Gretchen's friends, of course, Gretchen was released, and the handcuff was removed, and obviously, Gretchen, through the help of her friends and some lawyers, I believe, made these unaware, ignorant people realize that they actually were the ones who violated her rights and literally violated the existing anti-discrimination bill in QC. So yeah, of course, this issue matters to me because I'm a member of the LGBT plus community, and this is so. It's very frustrating. It's just very sad that at this day and age, we still have to beg for our basic human rights. I mean, guys, these are basic human rights. We're not fighting for any special right whatsoever, just the equal protection in the eyes of the law. Okay, so let's try to dissect the matter here. Again, the bigoted ones, the self-righteous folks who would immediately use the Bible passages claiming that trans women are still men, and that God created just men and women, just Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. All these repetitive claims from these religious, bigoted, self-righteous people. Okay, let's simplify this this area of issue that is that keeps being thrown on us by these religious people. I mean, religious belief will always be respected. If that's your belief, then so be it. However, not because that's your belief, that should be everyone's belief. Okay? Your religious belief is as protected as my belief. Okay? Or even the lack thereof, because obviously there would be atheists, there would be agnostic out there. So bottom line of the matter is that this is not a religious issue, okay? You can you can adhere to your religious belief for as long as you want. That's your prerogative, because that is your belief and that is protected, will always be protected by the law. However, do not forget that other people like me would also have our own religious beliefs or convictions. Like I myself, I believe I by the way, I'm an ecumenical Christian. I believe that God loves me for who I am. God God would want me to marry the person that I love, and that is protected as well by the law. So bottom line, this issue is not about religion at all. What Gretchen was asking was for her civil right to be respected. What is her civil right? For her gender identity to be respected, to be acknowledged. Because she's not doing any harm to anyone else. Alright? Um, okay, obviously these people are ignorant of Soji. And maybe some of you, if not many of you guys, might be watching this video. But then again, guys, there's always Google. Feel free to Google about Soji. Soji is sexual orientation, gender identity, and expression. That is the systematic way of understanding the differences of, of human sexuality and gender, and all these stuff under the umbrella of gender and sexuality. So if you want to know more and want to understand us more, learn to Google. Okay, um, it just cannot be spoon-fed every time. But then again, of course, we're hoping that with the passage of the Soji Equality Bill, Soji could be incorporated in the academe. It could be part of the curriculum of students, maybe starting from high school onwards. All those stuff basically. So yeah, okay. First counter argument busted. Okay, this is not a religious issue. It's about our human rights that should be respected. What else? These people claiming that we are making a big deal out of it, and that it's just a matter of respecting women or men for that matter. Okay, yeah, it shouldn't be a big deal technically, but the thing is, there is this existing law in QC, and first and foremost, I mean, um sim you know simply speaking, Gretchen just wanted to use the washroom, maybe to take a pee or answer the call of nature or whatever. It's not as if she's gonna do any harm towards these women, okay? I would address some technical concerns about that in a bit, but basically, the major concern really is that you guys, everybody should be aware that there is anti-discrimination bill in QC. That law has been in existence in QC since 2014, okay? And that law protects everyone in QC, including LGBT plus. In other words, no one should be discriminated against based on one's gender identity, sexual orientation, or expression. So as simple as that. Sadly, the janitress and some of the guards were unaware of it, but then again, as we are all aware of, ignorance of the law is not an excuse. They should have been aware of it. And in fact, they should have been oriented about that ordinance long before this incident has happened. Okay, so concerns from some people saying that, okay, because some men could actually cross dress just for them to sexually assault women or do any harm to women sexually. Okay, that's always a possibility, but then again, that argument is flawed because that argument assumes that potential criminal act is congruent to gender, or should always be associated with gender. I mean, not because, in a specific restroom, all cis women are using it. It doesn't necessarily mean that no cis woman could assault another cis woman. In the same way that in a male restroom, not because, in, say for example, they are all they are all cis men, no cis man would attack another cis man. Bottom line is that regardless of one's gender, regardless of gender whatsoever, if you have plans to assault someone, or do any harm to another human being, you would do it, regardless of your gender. I hope that's clear. I mean, I'm gay. I could be in a place where we are all gays, but I could do harm towards any one of them because I have that motive. I have that intent to harm that person. So same analogy. There, in restroom, why would we associate gender with our presumption that just because this person is male, female, transgender, whatever, would do harm towards someone else because of their gender. It just doesn't make sense. Again, just to reiterate, if someone has motive or intent to harm someone, that person would do it anyway, regardless of the gender. So, to simplify, actually, if anything, there should have never been segregation of women and men anyway in the first place. As far as I'm concerned, all restrooms should have always been gender neutral. In other words, anyone could just go to a restroom regardless of anyone's gender. Because again, it's just you're just answering the call of nature anyway. Any potential harm could happen anywhere, anytime. But then again, that's already the situation. So what we're asking for really is just basically for the society, for the people to really respect everyone's gender identity. Whatever they are comfortable identifying with should always be respected. As simple as that. What is so difficult to comprehend about that? So yeah. And even the idea of actually like allotting a separate restroom for us, as far as I'm concerned, or as far as many LGBTs or pro LGBT rights are concerned, that would further discriminate us because it would give the impression that we are asking for special rights, which is not the case at all. We are not asking for special rights or special privileges. All we're asking is for our expression, identity, orientation to be respected because it's not doing any harm to any else in the first place. So if if a lesbian or trans man would want to use male restroom, then so be it. Same way for trans women, that should be respected. um so yeah. And what else, what are the counter arguments against us? um that again, really making big fuss out of this. If you guys just simply respect our rights, this would not be an issue at all. Again, really kudos to Gretchen for standing up for her rights. um it must have been very humiliating, very embarrassing on her part, but then again, she stood still. She really fought for what she believes is right, and she was really right. And again, if that's what it takes for that bill in QC to be really implemented to its full extent, then I would really, I will always commend Gretchen for doing so. This is really, really, really very brave of her. So I applaud her for doing so. And it's quite actually very unfortunate that that law has been in existence, and it appears that it has no teeth at all, or at least until now, that is already being tested. Because I mean, come on, it's been 5 years, and yet these companies are not even orienting their employees as far as being gender sensitive is concerned, or being aware of the ordinance is concerned. So that's just really very unbecoming. And yeah, I mean, still thank you to the mayor of QC for immediately responding to the issue. But then again, I just hope that on her post with on Facebook, she would have been more specific as to what actually her plan is, as far as those assailants are concerned. I mean, the janitor, the janitress, and the guards, because again, they should be apprehended to the full extent of the ordinance. And again, I applaud Gretchen for really pushing to fight for her right, for really confirming that she would really file a complaint against the management of Farmers Plaza. So yeah, again, let's simplify everything. All we're asking, folks, are for our civil rights to be respected. Nothing else. Okay? Think of it this way. Um, what do cis people like some of you guys, or straight people, are doing for the society that we are not doing? You guys are paying taxes. We pay taxes too. So what makes you entitled to have certain rights that we cannot have just because you are straight people? It doesn't make sense. At the end of it all, we are all human. If you're gonna remove your outfit, whatever, you're gonna bear everything. What would we see? Humanity. We are all human, regardless of any label whatsoever, and that should always be, the of basis of treating everyone in our society. In other words, everyone should be treated equally. Okay? You guys keep saying we're asking too much. You're really giving this as if you guys hold that power to deny us of this or confirm this. No. I mean, that alone is it speaks volumes about you feeling entitled of having certain rights, and you feel that you're the only people who could have those rights, as if we're not taxpayers too. So as simple as that. These pretty much covers even the idea of same-sex marriage, or or any stuff that straight people have been enjoying that we have been denied of. You straight people are allowed to marry whoever you love, and we can't, just because you are straight people. Okay? The state does not promote a single religion. The state, we don't have any official religion in the Philippines that, okay, you can only be a Roman Catholic, or whatever. As far as the law is as far as the Constitution is concerned, everyone is equal in the eyes of the law, regardless of one's religious conviction or belief. So, to sum it all up, what we are simply fighting for are our civil rights, and that should be respected. I want to applaud again, Gretchen. What I give my utmost thanksgiving to Congressman Roman for immediately responding to the issue, and really showing her solidarity for Gretchen, and of course for the rest of the community. Thank you as well for some of the key members of the LGBT community, some really activists. I even of course saw numerous posts from Sas Sargando Sasad about the issue, because of course it's a big deal for her. But yeah, again, people, we are just simply asking for our rights to be respected, for our civil rights to be respected. I respect your religious belief, respect my religious belief. However, we all have to respect that we all deserve to have equal civil rights. As simple as that, civil rights. So I could only hope that, well, I mean, not hope, but you know, with all due respect, lawmakers, with all due respect, Mr. Congressman, Congresswoman, or with Mr. or Miss or Mrs. Senators, with all due respect, regardless of your religious background or religious conviction, with all due respect, please allow the SOG Equality Bill to be passed into law, because it just simply talks about our civil rights. Our civil rights, it simply talks about equality in the eyes of the law, regardless of gender, regardless of sexuality. So why, why would it be so hard for you guys to pass it into law? You are not lawmakers to promote your own religion. You are lawmakers for everyone. You are senators for all the people in the country. So you cannot use your religion or your religious conviction on promoting or negating any proposition or any bill, insofar as upholding equal rights is concerned. So please, I can only hope, we can only hope that this incident, will be the last of it. But then again, knowing how things go, I just feel like, it's still quite far from happening. But then again, it's not gonna stop us from really, just moving forward, for still really fighting for our rights. This is not the end of it all. If anything, this simply opened, another door for everyone to be aware of what has been denied, of our community, what has been denied, of us, in comparison to what straight people are enjoying. So um, please, enough of this deplorable incidents, and just simply allow us to have the same civil rights as anyone in our society. So I guess that's it for me, guys. I just really hope that we just keep loving everyone. Let love prevail. Let equality prevail. Let civil right prevail, in the midst of discrimination, bigotry, and ignorance. So I just hope, guys, that you learned something from from this video of mine. Feel free to share your thoughts, if you have some, and then again, and of course, feel free to subscribe, if you enjoyed or if you learned something from this video. Of course, click that bell button for the latest updates from my channel. Thank you guys for watching, and again, love, for everyone, especially for my dear brothers and sisters in the community. Hashtag love wins, hashtag pass SOGI equality bill now, and hashtag love prevails, hashtag equality prevails. Thank you guys, and I'll see you next time. Mwah.